Well, Happy New Year, everyone. This is Jennifer Jensen with Sutton Ridge Farm.
And Megan Rittmaster with Foundational Journey.
Welcome to 2023.
Happy New Year.
Yay. So we're going to look ahead to what we have going on for 2023, but we had a number of things going on, big things that happened in 2022. Megan, anything that stands out to you that you just want to kind of bring into the conversation here before we look at the upcoming year?
Yeah, so 2022 seems to have, gone in a blur. It was great to get to know new people, do new things, collaborate more with you, and figure out, what to move forward with. It was a lot of reflection in 2022 for me, my family, and really wanting to spend more time with my kids and incorporate them into healthy habits too, especially when they're so young. So yeah, I guess it was just a lot of reflection for me over 2022.
That's great. Well, and our kids are at different stages, so I saw more of my kids leave. So I know, it's sad. But, we raise them to have them leave. So anyway, so kind of things that stood out. One, we each we agreed on one thing that we were looking back on 2022 as far as what we brought to you guys. And we had the wellness walks this year at the farm. And I think we'd agree those were fun, and that was a good step. And so we're going to the purpose of this video today is just to give you a little outline of what we're looking to do in 2023. And we'll, of course, get into all those details as the year marches on. So today's just an overview. So last year we focused on self-health care. And we're going to springboard from that same theme, and this year we're looking at the family.
Yes.
And the importance of family and doing things together.
Yep. That's a huge core for everyone, and building relationships. And I think 2022 brought up those themes and those patterns. Increased stress as things started to get started again. We were in lockdown, unable to do things for quite some time. Then we were able to do more events, and so people are more stressed out because activities are going on. Scattered eating is happening. I think the reflection on the last 2 years is also we've missed a lot when it comes to relationships. You don't realize how important those relationships are until you can't be with people.
Yeah, right. Well, and family is the core of it. So that's what we're going to be focusing on this year, and we've got a lot of themes laid out. And of course, with Megan being a nutritionist and me being a farmer, we're going to talk a lot about food and the importance of food and making meals together, and just kind of quickly, we're looking at jazzing up the dinner hour, and and it doesn't have to be dinner either. You mentioned, I know in your notes, it can be breakfast, or maybe you do a brunch on Saturday, and looking at getting the whole family and the kids involved. And I remember getting my kids involved early on with being very comfortable in the kitchen, and they were making meals at a very young age, and baking and experimenting. And that's really important. So we're going to focus on doing that together, looking at some meal prep strategies and garden and the like. So what are some benefits then of the family cooking together, prepping together, and eating together?
Yeah, so family meals, obviously there's a positive impact on health promoting and risk reducing behaviors. It's incredibly important to incorporate family meals starting in childhood, and carrying it through adolescence and adulthood. It's so crucial for young kids to have that family, that connection, that bond. You get to build deeper communication as a family, build deeper connections as a family. You can build healthy habits, learn manners, learn how to communicate with, or understand the communication between your mind and your body too, like understanding when you're full, understanding portions on your plates, traditions in the family. You can learn so much from cooking together and learning about your family history. And maybe your family does some quirky things on, like, well, Mom used to throw spaghetti noodles at the wall to see if they would stick. You know, they're just fun little quirks that it's like, but why?
Right.
So, you know, you get to have fun. You know, enjoying family meal at least 3 times a week together. There's a 12% reduction in the odds of being overweight, a 20% reduction in eating unhealthy foods, and a 35% reduction in disordered eating habits. And an increase in eating healthy foods by 24%. I would say that, you know, obesity is a huge, I mean, it's been an epidemic and a problem for a long time, but we're seeing it in younger and younger kids now. And that's not setting kids up for a great future, you know, autoimmune conditions, chronic disease, like a lot of things. So you can cut that risk down by incorporating healthier family meals and getting the kids involved. You know, it's a place where kids can start to feel understood too and be a part of a conversation.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, that's really good. And, you know, just driving further into the year, kind of where your food comes from too. We're going to talk about gardening. Yes. We're going to be getting you set up if you want to put your seeds in this year. And maybe this is the year for a garden, you know? And we were talking earlier about just different activities that can keep us from our kids. And you know, they're only young once. And so we've been talking too just about some sacrifices that we've made in each of our lives of things that we wanted to pursue, but just put that on hold because the kids grow up so fast. They really do. And so we're going to talk about the gardening and doing that together. Not only can you save money, but it's also, you know, all the things that go with planning and doing that together. But now, unfortunately, in these days, we're talking about even availability.
Yep.
So if you have it in your own backyard, it's available to you.
Yeah.
So we're going to look at some of that stuff too.
Yes.
We're also just letting you know too, we're going to be at the Prior Lake Farmers Market again this season. So we'll be doing some different demos there, and we'll be getting those on film for you guys too.
Yes, we're excited for that. It's
yeah.
always a fun time. So make sure you bring your family to the farmers market.
Yes.
You know, see where things are created, what families are creating. Like there's a lot of families that sell stuff at the market together, which is really cool. It can bring new ideas for you too.
And getting exposed to different foods too.
Yes, yeah.
So, you know, it's not just beans and tomatoes and potatoes.
No.
There's a lot of fun things out there too. So we're also going to touch on even seasonal eating.
Yes.
And the importance of that and the why.
Yep.
Let's see. And then as we move into late summer and fall, we're going to look at the harvesting and different ways for food storage. There's pros and cons to freezing foods or dehydrating them or canning them. We were talking a little earlier too about the importance of reading labels.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about that as well.
Yeah.
Do you want to mention about the workshops that we've got going on?
Yeah. So this summer we plan, you know, like similar to the wellness walks, we're going to be doing 2 wellness workshops. And so these are going to be family oriented. So, you know, bring your kids. I would recommend like ages 5 and up, just because things will be hands-on. And we want everyone to get, you know, the most they can out of it. And it'll be a lot of fun for kids to learn about their food, where it comes from, how to grow it, what to look for, nutrients. You know, there's a lot of things.
It's a hands-on.
Yes,
definitely hands-on. We're going to get our hands dirty and all that fun stuff, which I love doing anyway. That's kind of a good way to just give you a quick overview of it. Any last minute thoughts that you want to add or words of advice?
No, I mean, we're going to try to keep this as simple as possible. Eating as a family doesn't have to be complicated. Cooking doesn't have to be complicated. Gardening doesn't have to be complicated. We're going to keep it simple, give actionable steps for you so that you can take it. I mean, last year was all about, you know, your self-empowerment for your health. And now let's shed that light onto the family. And it can be simple steps. So that's the biggest thing that I just want to mention, is that we're going to make it simple.
Yeah.